They can't fill out a simple form with their name, the date. They can't do that. About 50 million or 25% are functionally illiterate. And what that means is that I can show you all an ad in the newspaper that's advertising a job that they're trying to fill. And so you can all read it, but most of you can't tell me what that ad says actually. Or it says 15% off on grapes. You can read it, but you can't calculate 15%. That's functional literacy. About a third of the people that were surveyed, about 61 million, or representing 61 million of the people, have a literacy level of 6th to 8th grade. About 16% or 30 million Americans have a 9th or 10th grade literacy level, and 4% of Americans that actually have a literacy level high enough to engage well in college, which means there's a bunch of college students in there who are in college, but they're not engaging well. Okay? In fact, many of them are in zero-level classes. Zero-level classes are not college level. They're high school remedial courses. So we have people paying college tuition, taking high school courses. That's kind of the state of education in a nutshell. So the conclusion I came to was public education is failing its avowed purposes. It's not meeting those. But I want to go a step further and submit that I think private education is failing as well. In fact, I want to go one step further. I think homeschooling is failing as well. Because most people homeschool are just public school at home. Now, it's safer, true. You can go to school in your jammies, and there's generally less drugs in the homes than there are in the schools. So that's all around not a bad choice. But it's still public school in the homes, which means we have these incredibly high default rates. Okay? So it's a problem. So what do we do about it? So let me ask this question. Most of you, probably all of you have children, either at home or you had them at home at one time. And what is the primary purpose? What's the motivation for a parent to engage education with their kids? Why do we as parents want our kids to have an education? Why?
Prepare them for adulthood.
Prepare them for adulthood? What else?
I think one of the most important reasons to have education is to be able to think and develop the gifts that God gave you so that you can look at the world and use your gifts to glorify Him and bless your fellow man.
Okay, great. What else? Anybody else? I've even had some parents respond and say, so we don't look bad to the rest of the neighborhood and that kind of thing. Of all the things you teach your kids and you want them to carry on in life, what's the one thing that you hope that your kids will carry on into their adult life? Away from your home. Just one.
Be able to make good decisions.
Okay, be able to make decisions.
Morals.
Morals?
Character.
Character? What else?
Self-reliance.
Self-reliance? Okay, yeah, those kinds of things. It doesn't matter what society it is, what group of people it is, every group has a set of morals or values. The Iroquois, the Zulu nation, the Romans, the Greeks, they all had a sense of a set of values or virtues that they believed in. And as Americans, believe it or not, we do too. They might be a little rusty, a little dust on them, but they're there, okay? And we can talk about them. So look, I'd like to just take a minute and let's develop that list. What would you say would fit into our little ball of virtues here? What virtues?
No virtues.
Okay, I've got a little cheat sheet here, so I'll help you out. Altruism, honesty, humility, those kind of things. Go ahead.
Generosity.
Generosity.
Responsibility.
Yeah, keep going.
Diligence.
Yeah, diligence. A
Compassion.
work ethic. Patience. Patience is a virtue. Grandma said that how many times, right? What else?
Compassion.
Integrity. Obedience.
Selflessness.
Selflessness. Justice. Diligence. Temperance. Trustworthiness. Frugality. Yeah, go ahead.
Accountability.
Accountability
Patience.
is a virtue, yeah. What else?
More patience.
More patient.
Grace.
What's that?
Grace.
Grace, okay. What else? Concept of compassion, friendliness, the scout oath, right? All that. And I want to make sure we've covered, make sure we didn't miss any. I mean, I can't get them all right now, obviously, but any major ones. Have we missed any major ones?
Love.
Love, big one. That's a big one. Yeah.
Self-regulation.
Self-regulation. Yeah. Moderation, truth, mercy, all those. Yeah, great stuff. You know, I've asked this to like thousands of parents, and no one has ever said reading and writing and spelling and grammar and science and math. No one's ever said that. Why, when I'm asking for these virtues, do people not mention those things? Why not?
They're skills.
Yeah, because they're not virtues, right? We're talking about virtues. Those aren't virtues. Those are skills. Important or no? Yes, skills are important, but which one's pilot? Virtues here, skills here. Which one's in charge or should be in charge? Virtues. But that's not what we communicate to our kids. We say virtues are the most important, and then we define our children by skill sets. Very confusing. We say the guy that can throw the football the best, hey, he's awesome, be like him. But he's got a personal life in the sewer. Very confusing. My personal favorite, Tiger Woods. Fallen hero. Fallen hero. And he said in his apology to the press that, yes, I've destroyed my life. You know, he didn't talk much about his wife, but who knows if that's going to last and blah, 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 all that. But he said the thing that breaks my heart the most after my family is the fact that I have thousands and thousands, maybe millions of kids who look up to me, and now they can't. So we're very confusing to our kids. The kids are confused. Why are they confused? Well, I think they're confused because we're confused. I think we're confused. And here's why I think we're confused. Tell me what the street definition of this word is. Occupation, but what does that mean to the average person in America? Job. Perfect. Good. You guys, gold star, right? That's what we do. Okay. What does that word mean? On the street, in the average usage today in America, what does that word mean?
Job.
Yeah, it's the same thing, right? Words that are different words but mean the same thing are called synonyms. These words are synonyms, yes or no? No, they're not synonyms. We've just made them synonyms by our usage. They're not even related. This means what you do to make money. This has a very different meaning. If you go to a dictionary, you're going to find a very different meaning. If you go to my dictionary, which would take up all three of these chairs, it's the Oxford English Dictionary. You tell me if you get one of these. You're going to love this dictionary. 500,000 words. It's the etymology of every one of those words. The etymology means the root, the history of that word, where it come from. Like the word threshold. You know where that came from? It's the Middle Ages. Okay, it's the Dark Ages. And you have animals living in your house because they put off heat. And other things they put off. And when they put that stuff off, you don't want to walk in it, so you put thresh or straw on the floor. And it piles up and you get to walk in a straw instead of the goo. Except over time, it starts to work its way out the door. So you put a big board on the door so the thresh can't get out. It's called a threshold. That's the origin of the word. And that's what this whole set does. And I went back and I found the definition in this dictionary, the etymology of all the words in English, and guess what it said this word meant?
A calling.
Yeah, it says do the thing. It actually says doing the thing that God told you to do. That's what vocation means. Well, we're confused because we call these two the same. But 150 years ago, when you went to school in America, you went to school for one purpose, to find your vocation. That was the purpose of liberal arts, still is the purpose of true liberal arts. Is to get exposed to 300 years of Western Civ and see all the good, the bad, and the ugly. Read Pantagruel and Gargantua. Read Galen. Read Socrates or Plato. Study Nicomachus. All these great authors from the history of Western Civ and get a perspective. And in the process, you figure out what God wants you to do. And when you figure that out, then you go build an occupation for the rest of your life around that vocation. This is the cure for the midlife crisis, right there.